All right, so let's try this again now.
Okay. Now,
All right,
okay. Now,
let's try this again here. Okay,
let's try this again.
so let's try this again. I don't know what happened. I know my live was shut down for some reason, but I don't know. Okay, so hopefully everybody can jump back on. But here's where were we at? So right here now, this 54,508 subtract line 2C from line 1. So after 2C is subtracted from 1, let me just check my other streaming platforms. Okay, so we're back on. Check my other streaming platforms. Okay, so after we have subtract added lines 2A and 2B, it's going to give us, we have to figure out the federal income tax now. The federal income tax, okay? So that we're subject to. So now our income that we have is have we gotten to is 54,508. Okay, so let's see, 38,427, add lines 2A, 2B. Okay, so right here and on this particular, figure your tax on the amount on line 3, like it says, by using the tax table. So what you have to do, you have to come up here now. That said 54,508. So now you have to come up here to the tax tables, right? And you have to find out, we're using married filing jointly. So right here in married filing jointly, you find your tax slab, your tax bracket financially from the calculation. So 19,750 is the first bracket. So we passed that. So we're on the second bracket. So 19,750, all right? And then to 80,250 is taxed at 12%. Plus you have to add $1,975 to it. Anything that's over 19,750. So basically you take the 54,000, right? 508, and you subtract that from 19,750. So now you take the 19,750 and you multiply that by 12%. Once you get that, let me say it again. You take this 54,508 and subtract the 54,508 and you subtract it from 19,750. All right. So then you take 12% of that number, and that number and you multiply it by 12%, and then you add 1975 to it, okay? Which will give you 6146. We don't have any alternative minimum taxes. We're not doing credits. The self-employment tax, remember that number from earlier, 14,130 or 129, we rounded it up. No other taxes. So you add all of this together, and that gives you your estimated taxes for for the year 2020. Now, of course, if you were accepting these credits, for example, like it says, earned income credit, additional child tax credit, fuel tax credit, net premium tax credit, refundable, American Opportunity. If you're eligible for any of these credits, then you're definitely going to want to, take part of it. take part in those credits. So this person knows that next year, if they plan on making $100,000, that their total estimated 2020 taxes will be $20,276 minus any other credits and deductions that they can bring in and can acquire. Now we can use this form to put in the deductions, as well as to write some things in. So I want to explain the power of this form. This form allows you to look at your tax year at a glance, okay? This form allows you to look at your tax year at a glance. You will be able to see and plan ahead of time. Listen, most of the individuals that are getting returns, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 every year, they are not, and I will go as far as say this, they're not owning things, a lot of things. $10, $12, $13,000 on a return, they're either overpaying in taxes, or they're making their income so small that they can't buy a house, or they can't get a loan, or they can't do something personally or something like that. I want to be able to set you up to where you can get everything that you want when it comes to this 1040, to where you don't have to, and your W-2s and your 1040, to where you don't have to worry about that. I've heard so many people who are, they have good credit, they have the money to get it, they have the money to do so, but because their 1040s say, or their tax returns say one thing, they go to get it, they can't get the house, they can't get the car, they can't get the this, they can't, because their 1040 says one thing, but their financial situation says another. So let's not make this same mistake. Let's go into 2020, a whole new year, a whole new place, a whole new vibe. Let's start educating our culture on how to be able to look to the future in order to plan. We could take the deductions or our estimated deductions. Let's say our estimated deductions is 10,000. Let's say we'll get 5,000 or 6,000 more from credits. So that's at 14,000, 15,000. So you end up still owing about 5,000 or 6,000. So what do people do? What do? You can still now have your estimated taxes. There's no reason that you should go every year owing from the previous year unless something just messed up. We have to take responsibility of our financial situation, our tax brackets. Did you know that a family of 4 can make up to about $55,000 a year in a household, can bring in about $55,000 in a household and still get the earned income credit? And still, there's a lot of people that's having had a rough year, to get $60,000 in their household. It was a long year. But you can make up to that and not pay one dime in federal taxes as a W-2 employee and as self-employed, and still get the earned income credit. Listen, don't get mad because people are finding ways around it. Let's educate each other. Listen, invite someone to these talks, okay? Because one thing I want to talk about on this video blog and on this Monday nights is I want to talk about all aspects of property, okay? I mean all aspects. We're not just talking about, just one aspect of taxes or one aspect of this. We're talking about educating a culture about the financial landscape that we call taxation. That we're talking about understanding a culture, understanding the language in order to speak the language. When we go to get business loans, when we go to get business stuff, when we go to get loans and homes and commercial properties, we're talking about understanding taxation to the point that you don't even realize it can change your life. It can change every aspect of how you view life by understanding taxation and understanding these estimated tables. Why haven't you started your LLC? Why haven't you started your business yet? Why haven't you? Is it because of the financial situation? Is it because you haven't understood? Because you haven't been persuaded? What is it? Why have you not said, I'm going to start that LLC? You have someone right here in your corner that's going to show you how you can effectively start your LLC. Start that business. Start that shoemaking business. Start that shirt making business. Start it. Don't continue to sit and let your dreams defer. We're here to help you. We want to help you. Okay? What's up, cousin? Just looking at some of these. How you doing? Let me check on YouTube. See if I got any questions over there. Okay, great. And how can I... okay. I want you now to see yourself in that situation. I don't know about you, but I'm glad. I'm very happy that I'm not looking forward to that particular thing. That the tax, the typical tax. First of all, and I'm looking at my time. First of all, I want to explain something here. Okay. What is taxes? What is actually happening when you give your taxes? Okay, you're giving your taxes to the government on an average of what, 6,000-7,000 a year. Excuse me. You're giving it to the government. All right. Now, the government is taking your taxes and reinvesting that money. It's not holding it. It's not doing any of that. It's reinvesting that money, and it's making 3 to 4 to 5, maybe even 100 times back the money that you are giving them, and then they're giving you a percentage of that money, just of what you supposedly paid in every year. Really think about this tax thing we're talking about here, okay, and why you need to understand these rules. I only get back because I still got to pay taxes throughout the year. Okay? I still have to pay Medicaid. I have to pay payroll. Have to pay, all these taxes and stuff that come out. Still got to pay a self-employment tax. So I'm still giving the government money. I'm just giving them. But the government has actually made tables to tell you how much to give. We are over giving. That's why it's called a refund. They give us back a portion of that refund. Is they give us back what we paid into them. Now, what we paid into them tax-wise is nothing near what they have used our money to grow. And so why am I harping on this? Why am I saying this? Because I don't want to give the government any more money than what I have to. And this is the point of the tax tables. Do you know how much you actually supposed to be giving the government? Do you? Do you know how much every year that you're actually supposed to be given in taxes a year? Have you been overpaying something tremendous in taxes from year to year? Have you even thought for a second, like, how do I not pay so many taxes? Do you know that you could actually use these tax tables and bring back hundreds of dollars into your paycheck every year, into your salary, hundreds of thousands of dollars maybe, or thousands or even hundreds of dollars a month. Just by knowing this knowledge can bring you in enough money to where it seems like you have a part-time job every single paycheck. But we don't want the education. We don't look at the education. I need you to like and share this. Tax Talk is going to educate everybody who wants to be educated on how financially we can become a stability over time. Without understanding taxes, I'm telling you, there's no way you're going to keep your fortune, okay? Okay, so again, I want to be up here about 30 minutes or so. I want to extend this out here again. Start your business. Don't wait. Go to the website, beehivetexprep.org. Go to the website. Find out what you need for an LLC. Okay? Do you have your operations agreement? Uh-oh. Do you understand the difference in why you might not need an S Corp right now? Do you understand the taxation of an LLC and how it trickles down? Stop listening to mom and pops and all these people and move it for yourself. Do you understand the liabilities that come with the S Corp or the LLC? Do you understand the paperwork? Do you understand members? Do you understand the which state should you set this up in? Let's not become so far-fetched or so far in the future, or so far from reality that we forget right now that yes, we're in a movement that Black Lives Matter, and for the record, all lives matter to me. But I specifically want to talk to my culture because my culture is so stuck on that check at the beginning of the year. We're so stuck on, some of us right now are buying Christmas gifts based on, I'll be able to pay this back during tax season. I am so tired of seeing my black culture and just people, period, not understand taxation, bypass it, not looking at it, not thinking it's important. And when the time comes, you're losing money out your checks every month, every paycheck. You're having to take 2 and 3 jobs, and then you're paying the government even more, because you won't take the time out to invest in the knowledge. We have to matter to ourselves before we can matter to a generation and before we can matter to a nation. We have to take back our hold ourselves on understanding finances. I'm not mad at the people at the top who are legally not paying taxes, $10,000 check or however much every year. I want to be in the bracket that shows a profit. I want to be able to pay my taxes, so I have to, the minimum every year, because my business and what I'm doing is now showing a profit and I'm prospering. How can I do that? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Who's listening right now that's saying, you know what? In this year, this next year, I am ready to start my business. I am so pumped about starting my business. I don't care what it is. Okay? What's $225? What is it? It's a pair of Jordans. What is it? What's $225 for the peace of mind of knowing that you have it right? What is it? I have started several LLCs. I have been the registering agent for several businesses. And this is just a segment for those of you who are just joining in. This particular segment is about business startup and shameless promotion, as they say. But business startup. Why are you afraid of your articles of organization? Why are you afraid to say this year in 2020, I'm going to find out how I can become or be in another tax bracket by the end of next year? I want to motivate you. I want to motivate you to make that investment. Make the investment and say, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's plan it. Let's look at how we can do these things. You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at what we can do. I am so tired. And I'm going to clear this layer. I am so tired of seeing people spend a check but can't buy a house. They can't get cars. They can't get a personal loan. They can't get commercial property. They can't do any of that because Their 1040 doesn't say that they can afford what they're trying to get. I talked to a gentleman the other day, and we were talking about taxes, and he said to me, it took him 8 years to get a $10,000 loan from Bank of America. And his company makes money. He had to readjust his 1040, his Schedule C, and make sure that he was showing the banks that he was a good liability. Okay? I want to stir you out of the same old, same old. What business do you have in you? What money are you leaving on the table by not understanding these? Okay, let me go back. So I know it's that one. Something going on with that one. I am saying that I want to, and I know the sound went out. Okay, so it's something going on with that screen. So but I'm still talking. So in 2021, next year coming up, I want to be able to know my taxes. I want to know my finances. Listen. I don't care, and I have a lot of Christians and ministers and things, and that follow. It does not matter. You can run around the church, you can speak in tongues, you can hikamosika, you can do all of that. However, if your paperwork is not in order, it is unfair for you to expect God to still give you a miracle. It is unfair to expect God to give you a miracle when you haven't done anything, to receive that back. Understanding these estimated taxes, okay? These estimated tax totals here. All right? So I can't share my screen, is whatever's going on with it, but after you have, when you're filling out these estimated, and this right here is from 2020, the estimated tax tables. So here, a person who makes $100,000, after all of the calculations are done, their estimated tax is $20,276 for the next year. Okay. Now, here's the problem. That $20,276, there's no way around that. Okay. You're going to have to, you owe that. Okay. It isn't no special this or special that to avoid it. What they are called is credits and deductions, okay? So your deductions and your credits, which is all based on individuals, okay? So your individual situation is not like someone else's. So I would definitely not want to take somebody else's situation. But your credits and your deductions will help deduct that $20,276. If somebody out there keep wondering, why do I keep ending up owing so much every year? We can look at your credits. We can look at your deductions. We can try to find some other stuff. We can try to find some things, okay? And look at your previous years and see what is going on, and then maybe even possibly send in an amendment for that return in order to get, a refund back. So I just wanted to come here, and talk about Tax Talk. As it says at the bottom, I need you to subscribe today to my YouTube channel, all right, Tax Talk TV. You go to the YouTube channel and you type in Tax Talk TV. Tax Talk TV, okay? I want you to subscribe to that. Once more, all right? If you need services or you want to start your own business, we specialize in Schedule C, small business, LLC, startups, as well as taxation, okay? If you want services, go to www.beehivetaxprep.org and get in contact with me. There's a 1-800 number, as well as a way to just send me an email. Okay, I see all of these emails personally. All right, so I need you to go to www.beehivetexprep.org. www.beehivetaxprep.org. Okay, let's get in contact. Even if you just want to talk, you got any more questions about tonight, or you want to go over it. Hey, if you have a topic that you want to discuss, something with taxation that you really don't understand, let me know. Send me a message, all right? So tonight has been a very good night, all right? This has been Tax Talk, and I want you to join in every Monday via YouTube, via my pages, Beehive Pro, Beehive Productions Consulting, LLC. And let's learn, man. This is the first night. Thank everybody for coming online. This is the first night that I was able, we're going to do this, and I'm going to do this every Monday night at 6 p.m. All right. Have a good one. God